So we have a couple related stories here. The first one's from The Verge. Google is now requiring office workers to get weekly molecular COVID-19 tests. The company's new policy. Let's read here. Google will require anyone going to one of its U.S. offices or facilities to have received a negative molecular test for COVID-19. The company informed employees Thursday in a memo obtained by CNBC. Workers going to the office regularly will have to get tested weekly, Chief Health Officer Karen DeSalvo said in a memo, and employees have been asked to report their vaccination status and wear surgical-grade masks indoors. Google spokesperson Laura Lee Erickson confirmed to The Verge that a new temporary COVID-19 policy is now being implemented, one where anyone accessing our sites in the U.S. are expected to obtain a recent negative COVID-19 molecular test before coming on site, and that it's offering various kinds at no cost. Google offers free at-home testing to full-time employees and contract workers through BioIQ's PCR-based nasal swab tests, Erickson said. But Bloomberg reported this week that full-time employees also have access to molecular tests from, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. The changes arrive as COVID-19 cases have surged across the country and as the Omicron variant spreads. These new policies add to Google's directive from December requiring employees to get vaccinated or risk being forced to take leave and eventually be fired. So they haven't actually gone that far yet. They've just threatened it, apparently. So you can still work for Google without a vaccine, but you're going to have to get tested every day if you're going into the office. The company delayed its mandatory return to the office to some point this year. This week, Meta, the company that used to be called Facebook, also upped its health policies for employees, requiring anyone returning to its offices when they open at the end of March to have received a booster dose of a vaccine. So not only do you have to have the vaccine, but you also have to have a booster to work at Facebook, or Meta. The other story we're going to look at today is you think that's pretty strict. Well, Apple's going a little farther here. Apple will now require employees to submit proof of COVID-19 booster. So much like Meta, Apple's going to require you to have a booster. Unvaccinated employees will need negative COVID-19 tests before entering the workplace. Yes, for now, you can present a negative test. Apple now requires store and corporate employees to get COVID-19 booster shot. The company announced in an internal email seen by The Verge. Once an employee is eligible to get a booster shot, they will have 4 weeks to comply. Otherwise, they will need to take frequent tests to enter a retail store, partner store, or Apple office starting on February 14th. Apple will require unvaccinated employees or those who haven't yet submitted proof of vaccination to provide negative COVID-19 rapid antigen tests before entering the workplace, beginning on January 24th, although it's unclear whether this applies to both corporate and retail employees. Quote, due to waning efficacy of the primary series of COVID-19 vaccines and the emergency of highly transmissible variants such as Omicron, a booster shot is now part of staying up to date with your COVID-19 vaccination to protect against severe disease. Okay, Apple states in a memo. Last year, Apple asked that unvaccinated corporate employees take daily tests before entering the office, with unvaccinated retail workers testing twice per week. The company also began requiring vaccinated individuals to take COVID-19 tests once every week, and later lower the frequency of these tests. It appears that Apple's, quote, infrequent testing policy no longer applies to employees who don't receive the booster shot by Apple's deadline, however. So now if you got vaccinated and you haven't gotten your booster within 4 weeks of being eligible, you're being treated as though you've not even vaccinated. And then they mentioned the same story. Meta also is requiring boosters. So tell me what you guys think. Obviously, there's a question of government mandates, but these tech companies are requiring it of their employees. Let me know what you guys think about that. But there you go. There's that for today. I haven't heard anything about Microsoft or some of these other companies. These two stories came out within a day of each other, so I thought we'd put them together. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good day, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. And thank you very much.